Welcome to the Trap. This is Trapped in the Pit podcast presented by Life Coach Byron. Some were born in it, some fell into it, but very few decided to climb out. And today is my Black and White Friday where I give back to the struggling, the ones that's incarcerated, the ones that's incarcerated with a mindset. I wear a piece of clothing that's either black or white, whether it's a shirt or whether it's pants, a black shoe, a white shoe, to represent all those in the struggle. And that is something that I started back when I was incarcerated. But the topic I wanted to talk on today is a life sentence worth it? Is the murder worth it? Is it being in a domestic violence and injuring your partner worth it? Is a robbery gone wrong worth it? Is just killing someone and leaving your family worth it? I'm here to tell each and every one of you, spending 1 minute in jail or spending 1 minute in prison or the penitentiary is not worth it. I don't care if you have to do a minute or you have to do 30 years. You can lose your life in an instant. And we have been seeing so many different people that on the news that have been getting incarcerated, from Carmelo Anthony to the 4 young men and the young lady that was arrested for the killing of the rapper Foolio, and just multiple people that have been getting murdered or just getting injured, from the young ladies in Longview, Texas, who just allegedly assaulted this young woman at a bar in Longview, and it all comes back to a negative mindset, as being OGs, being people who are role models. We have to speak to the young and just direct them in the right way, and it all stems back from not just a negative mindset, but having a mindset of to thinking that you can drink and you can control it. And the one thing I want to point out today is once you go inside that prison system, you lose all freedom and you lose all privacy. I did over 19 years on the inside, and I know what it's like to, not have no privacy, being able to have to go use the restroom and somebody sitting right next to you, having to go into the shower if you're on some of the big units where they don't have the shower stalls by themselves, and you have to shower with about 5-6 people. You can't eat alone. You have someone coming in telling you when to rack up, when to go to sleep. These are just things that you need to think about. And, it's just not the young people, because you see so many older people that are getting life sentences or getting 40 years, 5, 10, 15 years. If you're 50 years old and you get a 10-year sentence, that's like a life sentence. So any amount of time that you got to spend behind bars is not a good thing. So to all of you, if you're out there in the streets right now and you're thinking about crime, you're thinking about committing a crime, you don't want to go to work, you in the streets, you hustling, you got the big pistol and you ready to hit that lick, the one thing I want to show you right now is you need to think about it. You need to think about if you want to go spend 30, 40 years of your life behind bars, because I'm here to tell you, whoever you're dating, whoever you're married to, they are not going to stay down with you. No matter how faithful and how real they say they are, your life stops, but they life don't. And you have to understand, like, you have a mother, you have a brother, You have a father, a sister, auntie, uncle, people that you love, they are going to die while you are on the inside, but I am here to tell you, like, doing over 19 years in the penitentiary system, I've had so many auntie, uncles, and cousins die, and the one thing that I realize is the person on the outside does time harder than the person on the inside, because the bills and the life, it doesn't stop. And when you're incarcerated, you get 3 meals a day. You can wait on somebody to send you money. You got housing, you got clothes, and then you ask people to send you money. For 1 second, I'm asking all you brothers and you sisters to think before you commit that crime, before that person makes you mad. Do a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and calm yourself down and think before you commit that crime. I could remember a time when my attitude was very, very bad, and I could snap in a minute. I used to play with the pistols. I used to do all of that, in the streets, selling drugs, living a fast life. I had the negative mindset where I would blow up. But what I am doing is I'm giving back, and I'm trying to show each and every one of you that it's a beautiful life out here. No matter how toxic and how gutter it can get in these streets and in this world, and so much is happening, but you have to understand, once you get in that penitentiary system, there are a lot of people who are going to prey on you. And if you wasn't out here fighting on the streets, trust me, you are not going to fight in the penitentiary. When you start surrounding yourself around murderers, rapists, killers, and all that, trust me when I say this, 99% of the people incarcerated, it don't matter if you're 6'5" or you're 5'5", if they want to rape you, they can rape you, because there is nothing you can do if 6, 7 people run up in your cell and beat you up, or got knives on you, and they can rape you. That is not something that they do on a normal thing, but it's just to show you that anyone could be raped, anyone could be abused. So while you're out here living this street life, packing them pistols and different things, there are no pistols in prison. And you just have to know, you have to make better decisions, wiser decisions. Sit down, read a book, educate yourself. Man up, take a course, invite God into your life, and start to live a better life, because if you go inside that penitentiary system, it's a whole new world. And those 4 guys and young lady that's smiling and everything that killed Foolio, they is finna have a rough life, because it may be somebody that knew Foolio, it may be somebody that liked his music, may be somebody from his hood, and they got a target on their back, and you just have to think, like, you're 18, 19, 20 years old. The penitentiary is now has became your home, and they're going to manual labor. You're going to go up in there and you're going to work for free when you could have stayed out here and worked a job and got some money, or you could have started your own business, or you could have given back. and I mentor so many men and so many young ladies that's serving life without parole. You know, 40 years ag, 20 years ag. Some got 5, you know. Some get out and go right back in, and some do not want to change their mindset. And I struggle with this every day to help people, to uplift people, to reach out and help them change their mindset, because I used to be in their position. I used to run those penitentiary streets. I done did a whole lot of different things on the inside that I am not proud of. It's just so luckily that I came out with my life. I was in 2 riots, so I know about being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you could lose your life. I've been stabbed twice. I'm not proud of the things that I had to go through, but when you living in a negative mindset, it will set you back, and you will surround yourself with people with a negative mindset. Now, for any of you that's from Texas and it been popping up on your Facebook page of a young guy that's named Trey Jackson, who was serving a 28-year sentence and was about to come up for parole, and we call him Lil Low out of Longview, Texas. He just received the 120 years for all the trafficking, trading, and bringing contraband with a organized ring on the inside. I stayed 2 bunks down from this guy on U part in the dorms on the Telford unit. And me and Lil Trey used to chop it up all the time, And I would just give him a lot of information about, you need to change your mindset, don't get in the streets, and just do your time and better yourself and come up for parole. If they don't let you go that first time, they're going to let you go like the second or the third time. It's the point of doing the 28 ag to getting to the 14. Once you get to that 14, then you're coming up every year. But this was a very intelligent brother, and I'm very, very saddened that he's gotten 120 years and they made an example out of him. And each and every one of those guys that was caught up in that ring, we all stayed on the same part. I knew all of them, and the only difference between me and them is I changed my mindset. I gave my life to God. I put my head in those books. I would read. I would take notes. I would do all the things to help me change, and I'm going to say a deep prayer for Trey Jackson, as, he's going through a lot right now, and he's getting ready to, probably be in isolation, and it probably really hasn't kicked in that, you got 120 years, it's basically saying like, this is your home, this is your life, and when you get caught up like that, they're going to put you in isolation. They're basically going to put you in SIG so you won't have access to no one, because you have the gift of gab of speaking and getting inside a prison guard mind and getting them to do whatever it is you want them to do. And to anyone that's incarcerated right now, or anyone that has someone incarcerated, pass this message on and tell them to get out of those penitentiary streets. It's real. It's not how it used to be. So many guards are coming on the inside and they're getting fired. Even the guards that got caught up, I knew some of the guards, and different things. And I'm pretty sure that them guards are not going to get prosecuted, because they probably just lost their job and they probably testified against Trey. And for all of you who has someone locked up, tell them to get out of those penitentiary streets. and start to work on themselves each and every day. And you just have to ask yourself, is a life sentence worth it? And I'm going to tell you, like, no, it's not worth it. And for all of you that are free and is serving a prison sentence within your mindset, ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth going to a job that you hate every day? Is it worth being in a relationship and you can't stand that person? You know, is it worth it drinking and driving and doing drugs every day, knowing that you're only one wrong turn from getting a life sentence, and you'll basically have a life sentence right now and you don't even know it. It's just a matter of time as long as you keep working for the devil. So I'm asking each and every one of you today to change your mindset. Just start to live positive, do positive things, just read, stay in the house. I don't care if you got to play video games. It's something positive. It keeps you out the way, so if you get a chance, you can like or you can subscribe to my channel. You can leave comments, whether you knew Trey Jackson, whether you know the 4 guys and a young lady that's incarcerated, or anybody that you know that's incarcerated, or maybe it's anybody that you know that I could help get word to and mentor and coach from the inside or outside. All I'm trying to do is open up people's eyes so you don't have to live a life that you don't want to live, because a life sentence is not worth it. And the thing I want to show you is I am free right now, and I'm free in my mind and I'm free physically. But every day I wake up and I go get in my car, I have to blow in my breathalyzer. And they tell me I got to have this breathalyzer in my car for the rest of my life. I don't get off parole till 2051. That will be basically my entire life, as I will be 81 years old. So they're basically telling me that I have a life sentence. But that negative mindset, I will not allow, as I am free, alive, and doing what I want to do. I'm going to abide by the rules and regulations of pardons and parole. But I see so many people free that's incarcerated. And I know so many people that are incarcerated that is free. So whatever you do today, free your mind. Think about the consequences behind the crimes that you are thinking about committing. This is Black and White Friday, and life is black and white. And all I want to do is tell you the struggle is real. Be real to yourself. Change your mindset. Don't go hit that lick. Go get you some applications and fill them out, or take you some money, invest it into some books, invest it into you an LLC, invest it into you a nonprofit, give some good guidance back out to some people out there. Just think about your life and ask yourself, is a life sentence worth it? Is going to jail worth it? Is getting drunk and beating your spouse behind closed doors worth it? This is Life Coach Byron, CEO and founder and executive of Heirs Institute LLC, Heirs Mentorship. So be good, be great, and have an amazing Friday.